Unless you're spending $10,000 dues on factory accessories for your brand new BMW, many motorcycles leave some room for improvement in the realm of comfort and convenience. You've already spent a nice chunk of change on your bike and of course have been kitted out in all the proper riding gear, so I want to tell you guys about 7 of the best and cheapest accessories you can get for your bike. Because if you have to take a second or third job just to pay for your farkles, when are you going to find time to ride? So in today's episode of Accessorized Dude, Yammy Noob, I'm talking about the best motorcycle accessories you can get for under 50 bucks for your bike. Let's get into it. The first accessory on the list will literally change your life for less than the price of 1 cup of coffee per day for like a week. I mean, have you seen the price of an oat milk latte these days? Come on, it's espresso and milk. If I'm gonna pay $7 for a latte, these baristas better be milking the Quaker Oats man themselves, but I digress. An incredibly affordable accessory that will literally change your life for the better, taking you from beginner bike beta up to the ranks of a highly equipped storage giga chad, is a simple tank bag. Yeah, there are some tank bags that are ultra waterproof, woven with silk threads, and whose fabrics have been dyed with the blood of an endangered rhinoceros that will cost more than 50 bucks to obtain. But you can definitely find a simple and functional tank bag for pretty cheap. And having one is truly a game changer. Nothing elicits lustful thoughts of your car's center console more than riding your bike with your house keys, garage opener, cell phone, fidget spinner, troll doll, and whoopee cushion all jammed into your coat pockets. And if you wear riding pants, you know the included armor, abrasion-resistant fabric, and often slim tapered fit do not leave much room for your prized gizmos and gadgets. Having your belongings stashed away in a tank bag is not only more comfortable, having an additional level of convenience, but it's also safer. Because if you keep everything in your pocket and end up going down on your bike, you run the risk of, at worst, being stabbed by a key in your vital organ, and at best, being electrocuted by the prank-shocking gum stick you always carry on your person. You never know when you need it. A tank bag is really a great buy. They offer universal fitment, often attached solely by magnets if you have a metal gas tank. Otherwise, they are easily installed via included straps. Give your pockets a break already. Get a tank bag. If you live in a cold climate where you're forced to put up your bike for hibernation for a few months, or if you have multiple bikes leaving certain models dejected in the garage unridden for long periods of time, it is always worthwhile to invest in a battery tender. Battery tenders are cheap, easy to use, and extend the life of your battery. That way, if you have a Turbo Busa that spends all of its time sitting unused in the garage because you're afraid the next time you ride it will be the final time you ride it, fearful that the turbo will starve of the engine oil, destroy the connecting rod bearings, melt the piston rings, or maybe just entirely yeet a piston through the engine block, sieving itself into your brain from underneath your helmet the way that God intended for you to die. But either way, you want to make sure that the battery stays charged when not in use. That way, you're still able to start it up and rev it a few times when your buddies come on over, so you can show them what you've spent tens of thousands of dollars on and months of your time building. Also, listen. Hey, you listen? It's just me and you. Everybody else left. I'm working on the Turbo Busa, but don't tell anybody. It's gonna come back. I swear to God, it's gonna come back. And then you can put the bike back on the tender, tucked away in the corner, safe and sound, while you take your trustworthy Honda out for the ride. Having quick connect battery tender leads bolted onto your battery terminals allows for easy use of a USB charging port. For just a few extra bucks on top of the price of a tender, you can get a USB charger that plugs into the same quick connector as used by your battery tender. So when you're not riding your bike on long rides, you can easily plug your phone in to charge, and when you're not riding, you can plug it back in on the tender. It's a really convenient option to have it when you need it, so there, it's a little bonus. 2 accessories in 1. Having a USB charger on your bike is incredibly convenient, especially if you like to use your phone for navigation or controlling music in your helmet headset. But once you've got your phone plugged in and charging, where are you going to keep it? Nature's pocket? If you like to keep your digital security blanket close while on your motorcycle, there's no better product to trust than Rockform. Will a Rockform case and mount cost more than 50 bucks? Definitely. But a phone mount that costs less will end up costing you more in the long run when your phone yeets itself into oblivion the minute you reach highway speeds. Rockform is the only brand I trust to keep my phone securely in place on my bike. Going 186 on the freeway, busting dank nooners around town when I'm leaning over into the twisties, or when I'm dropping my phone on the ground, which I do like all the time. Seriously, I don't know how my phone isn't cracked, but probably because it has a Rockform case, right, baby? There's no better option than Rockform. I've had a case for years and it's never let me down. Their cases quick connect to the handlebar or stem mounts, as well as other mounting accessories for your car and bicycle. They're truly the pinnacle of quality phone mounts for motorcyclists. And they've got vibration dampeners too. Works great. And it's not just me that thinks so. Look at the reviews. Ask around. The proof is in the pudding, baby. Rockform is the best. And if you're ready to level up your phone game, head over to rockform.com. Use the code YN25 for 25% off of your order. That's a screaming good deal for you. Your Papa Yam provides once again. Look at that. And again, that's YN25 for 25% off your order. Thanks so much to Rockform for always supporting what we do here at Yami Noob. I truly would not be able to throw my phone with wanton abandon into a brick wall without consequences for you. I also get mad looking at my Turbo Busa, and I gotta take it out on somebody. Now let's get back to the show. Another very wise way to spend $50 on your motorcycle is by purchasing a disc lock. Motorcycles, when left unattended, have a very special way of just sort of disappearing. I kind of imagine it's like Toy Stories, where all bikes come alive the minute humans are no longer around, and they have to get up to all sorts of anthropomorphic shenanigans. Or once the Kia boys have stolen, joyridden, and destroyed every single Kia and Hyundai in parking garages, they instead try their hand at thieving your motorcycle. While motorcycles can't be stolen with a USB charger, they have one glaring disadvantage. They usually weigh less than 500 pounds. And with their ignition, wiring, and steering lock all exposed to the elements, it doesn't take Danny Ocean to mastermind the heist. It just takes a disenfranchised youth, a few hand tools, and the cover of Nightfall to steal a bike. A disc lock won't guarantee your motorcycle to be entirely theft-proof, nothing besides a metal garage door and around-the-clock armed security can with electrified fences, but it can add a level of inconvenience that will deter a thief in a hurry. Disc locks are very easy to put on and off, making them convenient for quick use when you're just stopping by somewhere on the ride where your bike's going to be out of sight for a little bit. Their small size also makes them really easy to pop into a backpack or the aforementioned tank bag. I keep one on my desert sled all the time. A disc lock is a lot easier to utilize than a big 25-pound chain. If you use a disc lock, don't forget to take it off before attempting to drive away. I know you'll still forget, everyone does, but try really hard to remember because that crunch is not nice. Many accessories provide a lot of benefit for longer rides on your motorcycle, where the feeling of comfort holds that much more importance. Of course, if you're just riding from the coffee shop to the gastropub and back, you can make do with less, which is actually antithetical to the enormous adventure bike you usually find parked out in front of those type of establishments. But when you're spending more than an hour or so on your bike, you're going to be glad you invested in some of these accessories. And that next accessory is a hydration pack. A hydration pack is great because it allows you to drink water without having to stop. If you guys didn't realize it already, water is pretty important for organic life here on Earth. I've learned two important things from social media. Drinking water solves literally every problem you may ever encounter in your life, and it truly is difficult to climb a staircase made out of milk crates. If water is a miracle logic holds true, that could even mean that by using a hydration pack and staying hydrated on your bike, you can net a 10% increase in horsepower and torque. It's funny when you think about it, but the social media people who preach the value of wellness trends are the same ones who ate Tide Pods in 2018. If only those who died while planking had known to drink double their body weight in ounces of water before stepping out onto the 10-story high ledge with the intent of going viral. Let's all take a moment of silence for everyone who has died doing something stupid on the internet. Okay, that's enough. Let's move on. We don't need to think that hard about them. A truly goated S-tier purchase for motorcyclists is earplugs. For $50, you can get either a really nice set of reusable earplugs or a lifetime supply of foam disposables. I personally just rock with the foam ones. They're cheap, they're comfortable, and they easily mold to the shape of your ears, and you just toss them when you're done. Earplugs can get gross, and since riders already have to deal with rancid riding boots, soil jackets, and riding pants sopping wet with gooch juice, disposable earplugs are one less thing to keep clean and sanitary. Although some riders sing their praises for nicer reusable plugs, these often come with multiple sizes and swappable soundproofing cores so you can modulate the level of noise you want to suppress. But for most, that level of adjustability isn't totally necessary for most situations. Any old earplugs are capable of quieting wind noise and muffling your straight pipe screaming Eagle Cannon exhaust sound system, and they're going to do the trick. Wearing earplugs also increases the clarity of any sound coming from a comm system you may use in your helmet, as well as drown out any peculiar ticking or rattling sounds coming from your bike that stand to send your mind into a mechanical whirlwind. Just put those plugs in, and if you can't hear it, it doesn't exist. And if your bike works and rides, whatever, it's probably fine. They're also useful if you have to listen or play live music, or you just need to tune out the sound of your girlfriend watching 90 Day Fiancé in the next room over. Earplugs, they work great. $50 is also enough money to buy you a pretty decent tool roll. You have some options when it comes to equipping your motorcycle with proper tools. You can buy a very inexpensive tool roll that is just the roll itself and doesn't come with any tools. These will be really cheap, and you can either go to Harbor Freight and pick up some backup tools to outfit with, or you can use some of your existing tools to bring with you if you're doing some longer touring rides. There are multiple brands that sell really affordable toolkits that come with the tools necessary to fix small little problems that can arise on your bike. These tools won't be amazing qualities and likely won't stand up to the abuse that your normal tools would, but they serve as pretty cheap insurance to get you out of a jam when your only other alternative is calling a tow truck that's going to cost you hundreds of bucks, or becoming very friendly with a long-haul trucker who may happen to pass by and solicit your services in exchange for passage on his rig for you and your bike. and you thought the $300 freight charge from the dealer was tough to swallow. These toolkits come in both SAE and metric sizes, which add a little sense of security, whether you're on a crusty American cruiser or a Macomb metric bike. The last accessory worth the mention for the rider who is too cheap to get proper luggage, the next best thing to carry your cargo outside of an old-fashioned bindle tied to a tree branch, is a cargo net. Cargo nets are super cheap, usually costing between 10 and 20 bucks, and with multiple tie-down points, they are a more convenient option than traditional bungee cords. You can use a cargo net to attach all sorts of stuff to the rear of your bike, either strapping it down to your passenger pillion or even having it up against sissy bars if you don't have one. If you want to outfit your sport bike with any sort of dedicated luggage, having a cargo net in your garage is a great option should you need to carry some extra stuff just once in a blue moon. You won't need to make any long-term commitments to luggage up. You can just keep a cargo net in your backpack, and should you come across some precious heirlooms that need transport, you can slap them on your passenger seat, net them down, and be on your way. There is not much more to it than that. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. You're a very special and devoted squid. It is you who keeps the Yami spirit alive. Thanks again to Rockform for the support today. If you're interested in learning about our current BMW S1000 RR giveaway, head over to yaminoob.co and see what that's all about. Subscribe to our newsletter, subscribe to the channel, and stay up to date on all the exciting things happening we got going on this year. You're not going to want to miss out. Catch you guys later. Fact: the oldest plant ever cultivated by humans is the fig tree. Fig trees were cultivated over 11,000 years ago, making them one of the oldest known crops. Goodbye.
Wake up! You're dreaming! You're dreaming! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! None of this is real! None of it's real! None of it's real! Wake up! Keep watching Yami Noob.